When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm South Carolina, so I just
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Moss?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
and dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor to the reverend and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
Letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. What a beautiful day in the neighborhood. All right, so we're going to get to today's guest, Ashiah Parker with the No Boundaries Coalition. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning.
You're way too organized for me, Ashiah.
Hey, you always got to be able to make something happen quickly, right?
Ashiah Parker, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Did you have a productive weekend?
I did. Yep. I'm a runner, so I did some running. The weather was nice. Last night I went to DC to see like Kurt Franklin and a whole bunch of other gospel artists. So they was out like rock stars. They didn't let us out until after 11. And then I'm back in Baltimore, back to business.
Ashiah, I read something else. Oh, you used to work for a PR firm.
I owned one.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so I was a partner in Tide Moore, which is a public affairs. It's public affairs, not so much PR, but public affairs firm. I still do that work. Yeah.
Okay. It's called the P-Funk.
What'd you say?
The name of the company, the P-Funk.
No. The name of the company was Tide Moore. That's the company that I helped to create. We're working for Funk and Bolton. So
yeah, them people.
Yes. So basically,
that's all I could think of was Parliament Funkadelic.
Yeah, basically
Make your funk the P-Funk. Okay.
Yep. We expanded. So we merged with a larger law firm and created a public affairs practice there. So yes.
Okay. Well, tell us a little bit more. Where'd you go to school?
So I know this is Baltimore, so everybody wants to know where I went to high school. I grew up in Baltimore County, so I went to Catonsville High School.
A county girl.
Yeah.
How'd you get to Sandtown?
So at the time when I turned 18 years old, I worked for the state. I got a state job at 18, 2 months after I turned 18. And Delegate Jeffrey
Page?
Yes, was my supervisor.
Get out of here.
Yes.
God rest his soul.
I know. We were really, really close friends. He was like a father to me. And at that time,
Jeffrey Page?
Yes.
Wow. I remember when he got elected.
Yep. So at that time is when things were, they were putting up the Nehemiah homes in Sandtown, and I was a young mother. And he said, listen, Sandtown is on the come up. This is your time to get in. You jump on the train while you can, because at some point in Baltimore, you will not be able to own property in Baltimore. That's what was in his heart. So at 25, I bought my house in Sandtown. That was 18 years ago. So I'm a proud resident of Sandtown. I raised both of my children here. Both of my children go to school in the community here. And my daughter is a college graduate. So for people who think you live in nothing good comes from Sandtown, that's not true. It's a lot of success and a lot of things that's going on in Sandtown, and we just have to pull together to work through our challenges. But it's a lot of great things that
Do
are
you think
happening
they
here.
think nothing good comes from Sandtown? Is
I
that
think
the
I
stigma?
think I think it's I mean, when you say Soundtown, it doesn't roll off like Rolling Park, right? So I
But
do
they
think it's
got drugs.
they
As a
do.
matter of fact, that's where segregation started. Roland Park,
Well,
literally.
well, no, it started on Utah, right in
Well,
our. That's where it started, like redlining
let me tell you, Roland Park is the first suburban garden community in Baltimore.
in Baltimore.
And in 1910, the mayor was J. Barry Mahul, and the people in Roland Park didn't want black people to be able to move in. So there was an ordinance put in place in 1910 which said not only could blacks not move into white neighborhoods, but whites could not move into black neighborhoods.
Now, I think something similar, maybe a little earlier, happened on Utah. But what's interesting there is they didn't want Jews. So on that, we have the north and south or east and west, however you look at it, of Utah Place. Over in Bolton Hill on that side, they didn't want Jewish people. So that's kind of how on the other side, all the Jewish people owned all of those homes. They had the businesses on Pennsylvania Avenue. That's how all of that came about, because Jewish people could not own on the other side of Bolton Hill. And then from that, it went down to blacks. It just took Jews out. Then it was black people couldn't rent or own in that side of Bolton Hill. So
Well, then the Jews started doing some pretty predatory things to black renters too.
absolutely, because
You got renters, you
listen,
got
they
homeowners,
were
you
in it
own.
together. You couldn't own, only Jewish people could own in certain neighborhoods, and then black people couldn't own it all, right? They couldn't get loans. So if the only people that were renting and the only places you could live were with Jewish landlords, then they had a monopoly. They had they had leverage. And that's when that predatory stuff really started happening.
People own the house and they paying ground rent.
Man. And not only that, your family, like generations own. So your grandmother owned, and then she died,
My
and then
grandmother paying ground rent. House
listen.
been paid for, and you
Well,
paying
that's what
somebody
I was
ground
about
rent.
to say. The families have been in the home so long, you're paying for them over and over and over, instead of,
Why am I giving this clown money for anything?
That's correct.
I own this. And I mean, there's a man just around the corner. He's been paying rent. He had been paying rent for 30 years. I'm like, you don't own this house?
Yeah.
It's not my friend.
Yeah.
So how did you, I'm sorry. Were you going somewhere?
No. I was gonna say that's a lot of our issues and why we don't have home ownership. We've been told maintenance is so high. Why do you want to own? Maintenance is high. If you pay me rent, I'll take care of the maintenance. Or why do you have to cut the grass? You don't want to do that. When you rent, the apartment people cut the grass. So we've been told so many different things that kind of tricked us out of generational wealth, right? Generational wealth. So we've been tricked out of our wealth because of fear, because we don't have disposable income, or because we think that it'll be too much. But hey, I mean, if you were smart enough to grab those Nehemiah homes, I mean, there are people who live in, it was what, 250 homes that were built. It is some people who got in those homes on the first round, they paid like $300 for mortgage. And that's been over 30 years. So there are some people who are in this neighborhood, if they were one of the first people, their homes, if they haven't done anything else, should be paid off. So
Plus, I call it the county.
oh, don't be hating on us, Doni.
Nehemiah, that's the county. You look around, you don't know where you at. This look good around here.
That is true. If you were blindfolded and came into my house, you wouldn't know where you were. But can you imagine what would have happened if if it just expanded throughout the neighborhoods? And it didn't have to be like brand new homes, but if we were able to like remodel and get these vacants out, can you imagine if that would have just kept on going?
Somebody didn't want it to happen. Somebody didn't want progress to happen. Somebody didn't want the Black community to look so healthy. Somebody didn't want it. Just like when I look at Legends is shut down. It's been shut down for about a week.
Oh, really? Why are they shut down?
It's election time.
We got to do better. Listen, we got to do, because they should have been shut down and not because it's election time.
You should have shut it down 2 years ago.
There you go.
But you didn't.
Or longer than that, right?
You could have been saving lives, but you let it fester because you didn't want nobody to tell you what to do. Yeah, no,
it should have been shut down years ago, even before the current administration. That's a whole nother thing. In order to make that corridor look better, we're gonna have to, and it's hard because those people own those buildings, but we're gonna have to really just get rid of all of those businesses, because those businesses are not positive for our community and what our visions are and what we think it should look like. That's what they think it should look like. That's what,
because they had decades to get it right.
Yeah, but I'm saying the business owners, it's easy for them to come into our communities and sell that chicken and all that stuff all day long because they know people are going to buy it. They know they can charge so much
now we
money.
got nothing.
We're not missing anything. It looked terrible over there.
Well, the service they provide is one thing. How it looks over there, it's not the business owner's fault.
Well, I don't know about Legends so much. I know that store next to it were letting people stand in there, letting people sell drugs out of there. They were shooting people out the front door. So those businesses need to be reprimanded. They need to be padlocked. When you kill somebody out the front door of your business, and these are people who are in there every day. This is not like, oh, that guy was in there one day and then that happened. No, those are the people who frequent every day. So yes, those businesses need to be padlocked.
I don't agree with Ashiah. I think the police. You leaving it for the What about the police?
Well, what about your house? So what happens if I come around to your house and I'm around there every day? I'm in the front door. I'm selling drugs out your house.
No, we're not having any of that.
Right. I'm shooting people out the front. At some point, you don't think they're going to say, what's up with Doni? Why is he letting that girl do that? You don't think people are going to put the blame on you? Or you think, are you going to say the police need to say something to her? Now, come on. If you're the owner, you have a
German Shepherd. We're not having any of that.
I'm just saying, if you're the owner, you have some responsibility as well, right?
Well, Legends went and there was a court order that they had to get round-the-clock security. And they did.
Okay.
Which is to the tune of $2,100 a week.
Which is very expensive. But what happened? Did it change?
It lasted for a week, and then last week they shut it down altogether.
Because guess what? At some point, those parameters then outweigh the profit, right? it
But
doesn't.
it's not their fault that people are acting unruly out front. Legends worked hard not to have people sell drugs in there. I mean, you got people in there cooking chicken for what, $15 an hour,
If that.
and they are confronted with life and death situations on a regular basis. On the other hand, other than the Brussels sprouts you sell at No Boundaries, beyond 5 p.m., there's nowhere to eat from
That's
Lexington Market
correct.
to Mondawmin.
Let me tell you a story about another business owner on that same corridor. Ashiah.
And you can talk smack because you had an office there. You done put your life on the line
That's
there.
what I'm about to tell you. That business. Me, a woman, at that time I was what, late 30s, 5'2", leading an organization on Pennsylvania Avenue. And the police are on the corner every day, all day long. There's usually a police on the corner.
They on the corner. What they doing? Okay, they on the corner. Yes,
that's right. They there, right? So they
they
can't say
there.
They can't say they did not see it. That's where I'm going with it.
Oh no, they saw it.
There you go. So I had people, I think I was up there like 4 or 5 summers, right? Probably 4 years. And the first round of folk, they'll come outside, they shooting craps on my porch because it was an old bank and I had an elevated
concrete step. Yeah.
There you go. For handicap, for people to come in. They shooting craps. They playing music. Now I'm running a business. So I'll come out, excuse me, guys, can you not do that? Maybe do it when we leave. Miss, we sorry. That's the first year. Miss, we sorry. You know, we got you. We're going to look out for you. You got a broom, we're going to clean the front. They go on. Next year, it's a different crew, right? Because
you got to do it all over again.
That's right. Because that crew then got arrested. Unfortunately, some of them might have been killed because that's the environment we're in.
That's the life.
So, by the next year, some of them people are in jail and some other people then came out of jail and they're out there. Excuse me, y'all. We're running a business. I got children in and out of here. I got seniors in and out of here, electeds, whatever. You cannot be out front. Might have been one person would have pushed back. Then you had the street guys. Nah, she's cool. They're trying to do something for the community. Let's move. We'll come back later. The next year, they were like, we're not moving. This is our community. We're not moving. We had like a little alleyway, throwing trash all day long, throwing trash, urinating, all of that. City telling me that's my responsibility to keep that clean. Because if they come through, they're gonna find me. Right? So that's right. One, I will never forget it. We were having a night event. I come back, probably 20 people shooting craps in front of my door. I don't go to the door. I go to the corner. 2 police on the corner laughing. I said, excuse me, can you turn around and look up the street? Because they're right at that corner store. My store was what, two stores up? So excuse me, can you turn around and look? They turn around. I said, you see those people shooting craps? Yeah. Okay, they're trespassing because that's my property. Y'all don't see that? Oh, they had a whole thing. We didn't recognize it. What? Whenever you see that, I want it cleared because they trespassing. That's my property. They're not supposed to be out there. So they looking dumbfounded. I walk away. Same summer, and this is like COVID time. Same summer, the air broke, and I had a contractor come. It was a guy that told the contractor, if I say something to him, he was going to have me dealt with. Right? Because they didn't want me to clean up. They had brought a grill up there. They would call themselves selling food. No water, no gloves, no nothing. They cooking grilled food, on Pennsylvania Avenue without a permit, without anything on my property. I come out one day and I found myself going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then something came to my mind. I was like, you know what? Let them have it. Because I had young people, I have young people that I'm mentoring.
Your life is worth so much more.
That's right. And the thing that is different than those
But
store
you're not
owners.
gonna win in that fight with ignorance.
The thing that's different with store owners and what's different with me is that I raised my children in the community. So when I leave out of that building, I'm just going around the corner. So on Sunday, I'm driving to church. On Saturday, I'm driving through with my groceries. On Thursday, I might have to pick up my kids from basketball. They see me. They know my car. So I'm not going to put myself in a situation that it's not, and I'm the only one fighting for it. It was the same thing about the security. We had that same, oh, maybe you'll get security. So you want a nonprofit to sit up. And it was something like that, 2100. We were going to try to get the Nation of Islam to come out there and do some stuff. It's the same old thing. And when it was that, it was like the responsibility was on me. Did you call 911? What is the owner doing to clean it up? And that's what I say about legends and those people. Because the other dynamic with that is sometimes those owners trade safety for that riffraff. They're allowed to sell drugs in the store. They're allowed to stand outside or maybe hide their drugs in the store because the owner feels like if I win their friendship, then I'm safe. They're not going to rob me.
They're not going to rob them. They just want somewhere to hang out.
Yeah. But is that the vision that you have for our neighborhood, that it'll always be when you drive down Pennsylvania Avenue, 50 people standing on the corner? Or do you see a corridor where you could go up there and take a young lady to dinner? Or you can go, they had those clothing stores up there. If I had wasted something on my shirt, what could I go and buy going to work? They didn't have anything for the community. You couldn't buy shoes. You couldn't. They had the shoe store. Then remember during Freddie Gray, that got burnt out or looted or something. So that never came back. It's really, when you think about it, the things up there do not support our community. They support what they say our community is. Our community is more than a chip store on every corner, or every other store is a chip store, and more than fried chicken. That's like, I don't value that. I think that we have more to offer than that. Or chip store, fried chicken, rehab center. That's all that we can offer. And I think we can do better.
What about a community development corporation?
What about one? Because it's it's one up there, right?
It's a few of them.
Right.
Penn North, Druid Heights, Upton.
That's right. Well, Druid Heights doesn't come that far over, so they don't come to Pennsylvania
Oh, you
Avenue.
mean on the avenue?
Yeah, on the
Penn North, Annie Hall at the top, then Druid Heights, Sandtown, and then Upton.
Yeah, so Upton, they have the main street. Pennsylvania Avenue is a main street.
They ain't got Main Street. Ain't nobody got Main Street. They might have Main Street, but Main Street off the hook. Matter of fact, I haven't seen anybody on Main Street. I saw y'all over there. I saw them looking like they were there doing the hokey pokey.
Right. But no, what I'm saying is there is a Main Street organization. Now,
It might be a Main Street organization. I don't see them on the avenue.
Right.
Do
right.
you?
No.
I would see them all in the Avenue Market, like they putting up signs that they're doing the hokey pokey. They put the sign up, they put the sign down. Put the sign up, and you shake it all about to do the hokey pokey. I haven't seen. And then they put them damn barriers on the Avenue parking lot. I was really, really just beside myself when they had the whole pop-up thing, because the only thing popping up on the pop-ups was addicts.
Yeah, they never did a pop-up, did they?
They
Did
did
they ever
one
do it?
pop-up, and a girl I knew was over there selling crab soup for $14 a bowl. And I
But it
said, you must
wasn't.
have
But
bumped your damn head.
the pop-up wasn't. Now you tell me I could be wrong. The pop-up wasn't where they had those things. Wasn't the pop-up over on Picture by Shake and Bake, right?
Which made no sense that you're doing a pop-up over there. To answer your question, yeah, well, yes and no. They did 2 pop-ups. Y'all had food. You were the only one that had food over there. Vegetables. The
But
pop-up
was
over
it
there
actually
by
where
Shake
they
and
put
Bake.
those? That's what I'm asking. Was it actually where they put them things? I thought they put
Well, I
those
never
things.
went that far because I never understood the concept of the food should be here, not over there.
Yeah, they never, that I know of. So I'm gonna say it that way. That I know of, they never, when they built those things, they never did nothing with them. The pop-up was actually like a block over.
And then they try to tell me that the community asked for this. And I was like, you don't live here. Because if you asked any of us, we would have told you that those are parking spaces, dum-dum. Remember, you couldn't even park there. And this is the same place where some of us have gotten tickets.
Absolutely.
Because some overly aggressive meter maid finds the need to tax somebody with a ticket for coming in this market when you should be paying people.
I agree. I do not think they should be paying people to, I mean, people should have to pay to come into the market. I agree.
Not that market. You should get a gold Purple Heart, a gold medal. They should be putting your picture on TV. Well, damn, thank you for coming down here and spending your money.
But wait a second. What market did you know of did you pay to come in? You don't pay to go to Shoppers. Like, this thing about it.
You go to Avenue Market, there's a tax.
That's what I'm saying. It's, if you want people to come into those places, you don't add an extra barrier.
Are you talking about Shoppers up Mondawmin?
Yeah, you don't pay to park in a parking lot.
The place with the rotten meat.
Yeah, it's definitely a low quality.
And I see you got all the people working in there. Don't you see that meat rotten, homeboy?
That, I mean, you don't see what's in the back.
That's what scares me. So no, I got a bad bone. I got a bone about Shoppers. Something is funky about that place.
Listen.
And then how you gonna charge $13 for some Starbucks coffee that should only be $8? Why?
I have no idea. I'm gonna tell you this though, because we did the
research. I caught feelings. I did.
Right. Yes, I'm gonna tell you, we did the research. It's all research, so if someone out there has something better, let me know. Back in 2015-ish, before we had the stall in the market, we did research because the goal was to bring a supermarket, right? And we reached out to all of those supermarket chains. There are like brokers that you can reach out to that connect you to corporations. We were told that a supermarket, Giant, Shoppers, Safeway, whoever, would not come to our neighborhood
because you're black,
because it's low educational attainment.
No,
that's what they say. So, you know, we went through the motions, and that's how we ended. Like, it was almost like a dare. If they won't come, then we're gonna sell it ourselves, because we were told that the data did not suggest that the stuff that we wanted to sell, people wanted to buy.
They got rid of 3 markets out, Liberty and Old Court, for the same BS. Now, what's the excuse out there?
Right.
I'll tell you what really happened. Walmart came in.
What, out there?
That's what changed, because they lost 3 supermarkets within a short span of time. Like Liberty and Brembrook, Liberty and Old Court, and then Liberty, I guess that's back to Old Court. But 3 supermarkets in a brief period of time. Walmart comes in. Now, we play a role in a lot of this. Like the dollar store. I remember seeing white people walking out the dollar store stealing stuff like it was going out of style. And a couple of white boys got beat up too.
Well, what about
People in the community beat them up because they like, you stealing too much.
What about the store right on Pennsylvania Avenue, Dollar General?
That's what I'm talking about.
But Dollar General looks like.
Don't mess with my Pepsi shot. That's my Pepsi shot. Don't mess with my Pepsi shot.
They are not serving us the way we need to be served.
No, they're not, because they put the sale thing up after the sale is over. I'm mad at Dollar General.
The store, the floor looks like it hasn't been mopped in 20 years.
It hasn't.
It's always stuff in the aisle. You can't even shop. When you go, it's stuff on the pallet.
Stealing in there. And they close more than they open. They can't keep a manager. It's a war zone.
It's terrible. Stuff on the pallets in the aisle, but nothing on the shelf.
And when they put it up, the sign for sale is, the man told me, oh, that was 2 days ago. I said, but you just put this up here. Ain't my fault you put up the wrong sign. And I wasn't getting in no argument. I was just glad they were open for a change. So if you don't have transportation, you're really in a bind.
Yes. You are.
Well, we share this with the elected officials. And that's why when any of them people say, hey, Doni, we want your help running for office. Can we meet? You know where I have them meet me?
Up there.
Now, you want my support? You want to come to Rashawn Baker came to our community.
Did he?
And I'm not saying one way or the other, but he did come to our neighborhood. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what we see on a daily basis.
That's
like
correct.
The girl that got killed on that corner in the car. We see it every day on Fremont and Lawrence. She was driving through and they had the shootout.
Had her children in the back seat.
A lot of trauma in that area. We've seen it. We've lived it. We can't live next door to it and not experience it.
Correct.
So when you're running for mayor, if you can do that, what you did, then you can run the city.
Listen, I have 3 degrees. My master is in public administration. That's what I went to school for, to run a city. But Baltimore? No.
I would work for you.
No.
I know who you were at first, Ashiah. I ain't gonna lie. I just saw you and Miss Shirley.
Miss Shirley? Who Miss Shirley?
We gotta say a prayer for Shirley. Shirley Nathan Pulliam, her son.
Oh, that's Shirley, yeah.
Her son was found dead last week. So we pray.
No.
Yeah, we pray for her family. She's been through a lot. She's like a mom, and she's quite the fighter, just like you. So we pray peace for her family right now.
Absolutely. And it's nothing against her, but I want standards for our community. And if the electeds ain't going to do it,
you were not backing down. Leave Miss Shirley alone.
I want standards, because I'm going to tell you something. If the city doing something, if the state doing something, and they say you got to have it in by 1 o'clock, and if you turn it in at 1:05, they gonna tell you was wrong. They not gonna help the community. So I hold them to that same fire. When you want to come in our community and you want to do something, you have to follow the rules. And if you don't follow the rules, we're gonna make an example out of you. And that's just what it is. Shout out to Michael Haney. Is that Michael Haney that does the work? Do you know Michael Haney? Does he work for BCC? He does the does he do like workforce development type work?
Yes, hospitality training.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you on blast, Michael. I tried to get you to come into my building at the Unity Hall. We tried to get one of his programs into our building.
But he didn't want to come to it because it was the inner city.
No. I think that the business part we couldn't work out. But Michael, I'm saying it live on the show. Come on back. Let's see if we can work out some business parts.
Because there's a commercial kitchen there.
Yes.
Could be teaching people how to cook.
Yes. So
I do actually support Michael with that. Hospitality is an industry that we used to dominate. But then black people got like to a point where we don't want to work. And I guess it's not just black people, it's just who I happen to see.
I think it's just generations, right? There's a lot of entitlement. And then
like first generation Korean merchant family, they work real hard.
Right.
But the children and the grandchildren, lazy as horse crap.
Do you go to the neighborhood dry cleaner right there on Gilmore and Riggs?
Yes.
Their daughter come in there and walk the dog every day. That's all she do. Every time I come in there, she's babysitting the dog. I've never seen her do any work. The mother and the father work really hard. She's in there. She walks the dog.
Privileged, maybe. I've met her. They work real hard, just like any other parent. You work real hard to put your children in a better position. But let me tell you something. Maybe that's exactly what you don't need to do.
We'll put them
My
in a better
mother had a rule: at 18, you're leaving. College, military, work, but you're leaving. And in the meantime, don't bring no babies through that door and own your house. They're the rules.
Yeah. But over time, I always tell people this. Let's think back to civil rights. The people who were running those movements, Martin Luther King, all of those people, they were young people. John Lewis, all of those people were in their 20s and 30s. Martin Luther King was 39 when he was murdered. Can you imagine now? The people are so slow. At 30, sometimes they still living in their mother basement. So over generations, we've changed.
You're getting out of here. I don't know where you're gonna live. You might be about to meet Mr. Homelessness.
Yeah, but
if you don't use them wings, I looked up the word last night, atrophy. ATROPHY, atrophy. You have the ability to soar. We do as a people.
Right.
We have the ability to soar, but somebody keeps telling us, oh, not everybody made for college. See, my problem with that is it's the beginning of a mentality. Oh, cussing is cute. Don't say nothing to the little baby. Cussing is cute. Okay, so he's not going to college and he can cuss at 2 or 3 years old. What else are we normalizing that is really not normal?
Well, we're going to shoot ourselves in the feet with that because the other narrative is I can't find a black doctor. So you hear that all the time. I want a black doctor. I want a black accountant. Do y'all know a black da-da-da-da-da? You'll see that pop up on Facebook. But if we don't tell our children that they have to go to college, there's not going to be a black anything. Because to be in those professions, you have to go to college. You're not going to become a doctor if you don't. I
just want to know when did it be, oh, not everybody should put their kid out at 18. That's harsh. Where y'all getting this from? Because our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents, they made something out of nothing. They made Black Wall Street out of nothing, out of saving, out of working hard. And then we got all of these excuses. So he can't go to college, but he can ride a wheelie up Pennsylvania Avenue blindfolded in the dark, riding around backwards. But you telling me he can't learn. And then Mark Booker come on the show Friday, who teaches college courses at Jessup House of Corrections. So you're telling me you go through all of that, break law, go to Jessup, and now you're willing to sit down and get a college education. You know, I'm not the one to sell that to.
Well, I think what happens is
we got to stop with the excuses.
It is excuse, but I'm about to tell you where I think it generates from. I think what happens I think it's just a mentality that you're kind of consoling yourself or diverting when things aren't in your favor. So for instance, kids are going through school and they really can't read or write or comprehend. So when
getting on TikTok, open up the damn book and read to your grandkids, read to your kids.
That's correct. But I think that when they get there and they can't take the test, or maybe they can't afford it, whatever the situation is, that's when it's like, don't worry about that. It's nothing wrong with you. College isn't for everybody. I think instead of, listen,
white people create jobs for white people who are slow, mildly retarded, unwilling to follow the rules. You got white people locked up too. But if it metastasizes, it festers in our community like it's normal. And then Freddie Gray happened, the segregation goes down, and I'm now looking at non-black addicts shooting dope in my alley, and the police just driving by.
Yeah. Now, the thing I think is funny, and Lord, we don't have enough time, but think about this concept. When a lot of times in our communities, when new houses are coming up, right? Because there was a lot of discussion about, like, when Nehemiah came out. So new houses are coming up, different changes to the community. Is gentrification. Oh my God, it's gentrification and we don't want it. You don't think all those white addicts coming in and renting all the houses and
they're not renting. Not a lot of them renting.
What they doing? Squatting.
They squatting.
Right, they squatting.
That's when I had to go off my block. Hold up, and now unless you stay up in there, but then you gonna put up curtains. Come on, Pharaoh the German Shepherd. Let's go.
That's what I'm saying. But the thing about it is, we let them do it. That ain't nothing but another form of gentrification. That is it. It's a secret way for white people to come in and take over the community. And because
I see some dirty, nasty stuff that I am unaccustomed to.
Right.
I ain't pointing the finger at everybody, but hey, look, I done seen some stuff in the past 5-6 years. I saw a white woman crawling down the street.
No, up there on
crawling down the street, Ashiah.
No, on Pennsylvania, I had a video. If I had some time, I could probably find it on Pennsylvania and the Triangle, where the fountain is. Pennsylvania and Pressman. It was a lady in there taking a bath and had the shampoo and everything in the fountain. But we allow that because we think, oh, they're just drug addicts. But if it was a white lawyer, we're offended. So if a white lawyer comes with his family, we don't want that. No, we don't want white people coming in taking over our neighborhoods, right? But we're okay with all the white drug addicts. I haven't really heard anybody say anything about that.
Oh, I got a video. White addict, black hood. I don't show faces, but I definitely show them all around the community. Shooting dope in public. Homie, we don't do that here.
And that's what I'm saying about standards. Because it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
It is what you do, but I understand your point. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, if these people, anybody, any of our community,
dope in public is unacceptable.
That's what I'm saying. But if you shoot dope, that's your prerogative. Like, I can't,
but you do it in public, I got the right to throw a bottle at you.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
But
kids are going by and you shooting dope and you don't care.
That's right. And that is
right now they've been breaking into Penderhues. Did you know that?
What, trying to stay in there?
And stealing the wires.
But we've been telling them to do something for that for years and they won't do it. So I mean,
it started with Pew. She wanted to put a homeless shelter in there and check with nobody in this community. Then Pinkett, in his misunderstanding of our community, thinks we want a homeless festival. Like, dude, these are all homeowners around here. where in the hell did you get the concept of a homeless festival? Put the homeless festival up there on Utah Street where you live at.
That's why we need better.
So when you running for office?
I'm not.
I'm gonna ask you because they've been asking me for 20 years.
I'm not, because I have more influence in the community. I'm not going. It's so much to campaigning, and it's so much to bureaucracy. I don't have time for it. I need to get stuff done. So I don't have time to go down to Annapolis to play, and I don't have time to go down to City Hall and play.
Yeah, like you don't know what we need. You got 300 million you made in a week of sports betting, but I have 11 schools in my city with no air and no heat. The old me want to smack somebody.
I mean, the problem with that, and
started with Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, he was doing all them sports betting commercials.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, hold up, shorty. Hold up, little man. These people don't need no encouragement to go gamble.
Listen, I'm all for people having the autonomy to do what they want in their private lives.
Maybe we give them too much damn autonomy because remember they promised money for schools. And then we ain't got no new recs. You got a whole Port Covington, a city down there we don't even go to on our tax dollars, on our TIFs. Lee and Jones is closed. Dorothy Height don't let the everyday kids come in. And Newsom just started letting the kids from the projects come in. Did I miss something? Did I stutter?
I thought they were always on the list.
Oh, no.
It's surely, a lottery. Who applies to it?
Surely you just, before the lottery.
Oh, back in the day. Because I'm like, it's definitely a lottery. I'm like, it's right in Gilmore. So who applies
you weren't seeing any Gilmore Holmes children up in there.
Mm.
And then we're surrounded by, what do you say? I'm surrounded by criminals. That's how I feel about the nonprofits.
Not me.
Not you. But it was a fight. I didn't know who you were. I knew who them white people were before you, though.
No. Really trying to, do good on so many levels, bringing in the whole thing about it is letting young professionals know that it is careers in our neighborhoods and that
look, he want to talk smack. This Randallstown. Randallstown got their own issues too. I saw them black kids at Newtown, brand new high school, tearing it up. They don't get too smart, Dagburn, that y'all was tearing up a brand new high school, and they got a super Walmart out there. And you know what happened when they put the super Walmart in the black neighborhood? Let's be honest.
What happened?
Tyrone was selling everything out the back door at Walmart. So don't y'all get all bougie on me because you live out in 21117 or 21133 because y'all steal too.
That's right. Listen, I'm like out in the county, it's really no better. They just don't get the press. They don't get the press like we get the press. But it's some stuff going on out there too.
Yeah, it is. They don't want basketball courts out there. They don't want the kids to have somewhere to play. Well, basketball was, like a natural way of people letting off steam.
Yeah, but that's sad because that's basically they don't want black kids because they say, these
are black people.
Right, but black
then we got a lot of group homes out Randallstown.
Yes.
Them group homes go unmonitored. Group homes, and black people own a lot of them group homes. So do a lot of foreigners. They come in, this is their hustle. So you got a bunch of people who need medication living across from you in your $200,000 house.
I know. But those kids, a lot of those kids have traumas and they have different things too. It's sad. It's a sad situation.
It is. But we got money for everything else. We got money for the lottery. We got money for the stadiums. I still haven't seen a brand new wreck in East Baltimore and West Baltimore. Where's the nearest? Okay, Miss 7 communities. What recreation center is within your 7 communities?
What you mean a functioning one? Robert C. Marshall.
Oh, wow. Now, in Baltimore, if I live on North Avenue, can I go to Robert C. Marshall? No, because you got to go through 2-3 neighborhoods, and you better know somebody so nobody bank you when you come outside.
Right. You just asked me what was I answered the question. Now you're going into deeper things, which are true, but you said, what's a functioning rec center in your 7 neighborhoods? That's one.
That's down there where they sell weed on the front of the church. I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna send my kid. They selling weed on the front of the church, and the preacher ain't never come outside and say, "Look here, can you sell it out back instead?" Or
that's because the preacher's not there. Most of those churches, the people don't live in the communities. That's the whole thing.
Have you seen preachers do any work in Sandtown? That's a tough question. Think about it, Madam Mayor. Think about it, Madam Mayor.
Yes, Elder Harris.
What? He don't live in Sandtown, first of all.
I didn't say he lived. You said, have I ever seen a preacher do work?
Was it work for the community?
He calls it work for. I think he has a heart for the community.
He don't get no pass today because last week he came to our community meeting and disrupted it.
Why? What happened?
He has a tendency to clown. He has a proclivity to clown, and his brother clowned.
Yeah, you don't. I didn't know that was his brother. Yeah,
disrupted a community meeting. And we are tired of grown Black people who are doing that.
That's right. That's why I told you gotta stop. I say, Brother Doni, you gotta stop disrupting. But you're on a good path right now. You're on a good journey. You're good in your journey. But you disrupted some meetings.
Some of them needed to be disrupted.
I hear you. Maybe he thought yours needed to be disrupted.
Okay.
Hey, listen. You know what I say? The thing about disrupting is nothing wrong with being an agitator, but you got to know what you want. So what irritates me is people disrupt and they make a scene, but they don't know what they want. Like, how can I help you? Come and have an agenda. Just being a disruptor is not enough. So you came and you disrupted the meeting, a meeting that took years to get together because Sandtown hasn't been together in a long time. So it took years. That's right. So it took years to finally come together and have a meeting. You're disrupting it for what? What are you bringing to the table?
I was standing up for Shirley Nathan Pulliam.
Well, not. Bless your heart. Not you. I'm saying in this instance,
after Freddie Gray, Ashiah, we had about 30 meetings, and any disruptions started with the preachers. It was the preachers. And then this is 2023, 8 years since Freddie Gray. It's still those preachers, Clergy United to Save Sandtown. We hadn't seen them since 99. But Freddie Gray happened, all of a sudden, Cuts is on the scene, claiming they fed 5,000 people. What are they talking about? Was it on the avenue? Because they got Sandtown all in their grants. And then you go downtown, you find it's like 30 organizations, 40, 50, claiming they serve Sandtown. It was like, who are these people?
Right.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, what's your name? Marlo? Where do you live? Oh, do you live in Sandtown? Well, I live in Northeast Baltimore, but my office in Sandtown. Oh, what? In the drug treatment clinic? In the halfway house? So
Well,
you're pimping.
it's people who I've had people reach out to me from Owens Mills and say that they want to do work in Sandtown. Can we partner? No, we cannot.
They're already getting money in our name. And God bless them. But if they lie, they steal. They steal, they cheat. They cheat, they ain't no good. I commend you, sister. I saw you on the strip.
Yeah. Listen, it's a lot. And if you gonna do it, you gotta be in the trenches. And a lot of people, and like I said, I'm a 5'2" female. It's a lot of men scared to do the work I do.
Big ups to Coach Calvin, Upton Boxing.
Yep.
I'm glad that they are still on the avenue. One day I walked with Calvin around to the sub shop, Legends, and the young people showed him respect.
Yeah.
They could have moved their gym once they became rich and famous, but they haven't. There are others like Umar Boxing. I don't know if you know Marvin McDowell.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Years ago, he used to have a gym on Fulton Avenue, right across from Habitat. We thank God for those people who are not afraid of our people, who do serve. Where's No Boundaries these days? Put a plug in for yourself. Plug your event.
All righty. So, and I have my No Boundary shirt. I just don't have on a random t-shirt. So No Boundaries Coalition, a resident-led organization that serves 7 neighborhoods in 21217, including Sandtown. We are having our annual fundraising event on Saturday, November the 4th. Actually, right now we have a fire sale, so all tickets are $50 off. So it's going to be casino night. We're having a great time. It's going to be at the Baltimore Unity Hall. So come over there and see that amazing building that is serving our community as well. You can get information on Doni's website, bemorenews.com, or on my website, www.noboundariescoalition.com.
And for those who don't know, can we get some definition of No Boundaries, what it is for those who don't know?
Yeah, so it's a community-based nonprofit. The basis of it, or the foundation, is people who live, work, and worship in Central West Baltimore, which is like the neighborhoods around the zip code 21217. So we have a stall in the Avenue Market where we sell fresh produce. We have a youth mentoring and advocacy project where we serve our youth, Baltimore's youth. We have a civic culture program where we register folks to vote. We have forums, candidate forums. We do voter education.
And you better come correct to them political forums, because they will put your ass out.
Yeah, listen, I'm serious about my communities, right? And so many
very
times,
serious. She runs for her country. Oh my goodness.
So many times, and that's why our people are the way that they are now, because they've been turned around at every juncture. Your shoe wasn't tied right, you can't come in here. So when I do stuff, I make those same rules for the people who in power, because a lot of times they want the easy road, and it ain't no easy road. If it's rules for the people, it's rules for you too. And that's how I carry my business. I don't play. You can ask my staff. I lead with love, and I lead, with a good heart, but we have to step up to the plate, and that's how we're all going to be better.
She is very serious.
Yeah, I don't play.
She do not play.
Yes. But No Boundaries is a great organization. We have a lot of young leaders that are working there, and we're building a lot of community-based leaders. We have a resident program for adults. There's 12 weeks. You learn about organizing your community, about how to talk to elected officials, about what elected officials do, so how that looks on the federal, local, and state level. We do a lot of things, and most of all of our programming is paid, and we serve dinner at every event. So thank you.
Why
So
y'all
you
serve dinners? That's your way of getting black people come out, because you know black people ain't cook no dinner. It's
well,
smart.
it's considered an incentive, but think about it. If you've been at work all day long and we're asking you to come to our event at 6 o'clock, it's it's like, okay, we can come, we can bring the kids, they can have dinner. So when they go home, that's one less thing to think about.
So let me ask you this: how far east do you go? Because this guy here needs some help. Terrence Dixon. You know Terrence Dixon at Terra Cafe?
Yes, but we stop at Mount Royal.
Before you go, I gotta ask you: is it your idea to have traffic backed up from North Avenue and Mount Royal all the way to North and Fulton every morning and afternoon? Why is traffic all the way backed up? Do you
What?
ride? Do you ride a bike?
I do. I run too.
Do you
Yep.
ride a bike on North Avenue?
I do not ride a bike on North Avenue.
On 29th Street?
No. But let me tell you something about that. And you can bring me back because I do some transportation work too. This is the thing that we're all as Baltimoreans, if we want a better city. So every time I do something, it could even be in my personal life, I want to know what the goal is. If the end goal is a better city, right?
They don't put no damn bike lanes down Washington Boulevard. I go straight out Washington Boulevard. It's a free flow of traffic.
Well, they're not there yet. But this is what I'm saying.
They chasing federal grant dollars.
Huh?
They're chasing federal grant dollars. They don't put it in everybody's neighborhood. And the little plastic flex posts. I'm sorry. Why do you have these plastic flex posts and it's already tight?
Can I tell you? All of
There's
it.
a logical reason.
There is a very logical reason.
Why don't I see them in white people neighborhoods?
29th Street is that's Remington. Those are white neighborhoods. Maryland Avenue, those are white neighborhoods. Where they are white neighborhoods.
They got traffic backed up for 9 blocks.
Can I tell you why?
No. Druid Park Drive, they got traffic. Ashiah.
Druid
Park Drive was the shortcut.
If I can tell you, I'm gonna set you free. I'm gonna bring Baltimore into 1999 because right now we're in 1970 as far as infrastructure wise. Those things is number one, traffic calming, because people driving like they crazy. They driving. That's why our insurance right now in Baltimore. No, wait a second. Let me say it.
Your insurance high because you black.
No, everything is not because you black. But
yes,
listen,
this is America.
Yes, listen. Let me tell you. It's a traffic calming. Part of it is traffic calming. So it naturally slows the traffic so you can't drive like you crazy. It's a traffic diet. It's designed that if you don't have the patience to go through there, you'll just drive another way. So it moves traffic into other portions of That is what it's for.
But traffic was doing just fine right here.
It was not on North Avenue and people driving like it's the Audubon. It needs
then
to be.
Put up a speed camera. People don't run them lights when you got a ticket, when you got the speed cameras
to be calm, brother Doni. And right up there where the daggone bus lanes on North Avenue, somebody was killed last week. An older man, 66 years old, killed on a bike.
He was killed on a bike?
Avenue. Yes.
What was he doing on a bike? 67 years old.
He might not have had a car.
I'm saying they come up. Black people got cars.
No.
Why do they come? I don't agree with this, Ashiah.
That is true. And
Ashiah, everybody knows North Avenue.
Wait a second. You just started your segment with people don't have transportation, so that's why they have to go to the Dollar General and to the market and to all of those places because they don't have access.
I didn't say all people. A lot of people depend on legends.
Right.
So put some fresh fruits and vegetables there, like you would put them at Northeast Market or anywhere else. This has been a thoroughly neglected neighborhood.
It has.
In terms of this traffic calming, I could take that. But I also watch what these white planners do, because there are no black planners. It's like one black planner in a 65% black city. There's one black planner. So no, I don't trust these white planners because they don't look like me. They don't live here, and they come to my neighborhood and speak to me from behind a plexiglass or a mask. So no, they can't be trusted either. And they're not even from Baltimore. And then the ones who are from Baltimore, I got to check their background because they have a history of segregation in their DNA, because Baltimore is the home of segregation.
Absolutely.
So my only thing is treat my neighborhood as fairly as you treat, East Harbor. Do they have single lane traffic in East Harbor?
Not yet.
Not where all them stores are, because ain't nobody going. They put single lane traffic in front of Coppin. Why? It's a major university. Why are you going to slow our stuff up?
Because
I
the
ain't
people
asked you to
was
stay
running up
over.
and down North Avenue like they were crazy.
Put a speed camera out there.
A speed camera don't help if they don't pay the fine. This is what I'm saying.
Don't slow my traffic ride up because these people are acting crazy. If you give them a red light camera, they will stop speeding. I guarantee it. They put them on 83.
And they still drive crazy on 83. What I'm saying is, and again, we can definitely talk about that later. But in order for us to really be a 21st century city, we gotta do 21st century things. And
when you say we, I'm a little confused. Does that mean me, or does that mean black and white people? Does it mean educated and less educated? Because my mama taught me around 1972 that those with the gold make the rules.
Yeah.
And
right.
Historically, they've treated our neighborhood like crap. We had 3 elementary schools. And then they tell me we can't have 3 because we don't have the population. Why don't they put recreation centers and schools in the neighborhoods where the crime is the highest? Our own black elected officials will say we can't. They always tell us what they can't do. And really, it's time for term limits on the state level. Some people, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Delegates, senators, time to go.
What's this comment?
I don't know. It seems a little THC injection here, because I don't know what it says. Here's another one.
I agree with that.
Well, I'm sick of bike lanes.
It's not even that many. So that's another thing. I think it's exacerbated. We don't have a lot of bike lanes in Baltimore.
We have too many. You got them on North Avenue from like Mount Royal. I couldn't get across North Avenue from Mount Royal all the way up to Fulton Avenue because people stall in the middle of the intersection.
Right, the bus lanes. Yeah, but we're gonna have to
have no buses.
Well, that's the point.
Ain't no buses. So what, you got all of this traffic over here for no, and so the cars are stalled.
That North Avenue corridor, they say, is the most traveled on a bus in the state.
I don't see any buses. Do you?
Buses be on there, but they say it's the most transportation.
Who are these people that are doing these studies? Because all I see is a damn red lane where I used to could drive, and then an MTA rent-a-cop police, I said it, will come up behind you and say, whoop, whoop. Did you know this was the bike lane? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No, I didn't. Is that what that little red
lane?
Ain't no bus.
That's a bus lane. That's a bike lane. That's a bus lane.
A bus lane should have a bus in it. It shouldn't be like, there'd be buses come down here. I was in Atlanta. A train came on a regular basis. When they built the Atlanta subway, they built the northwest leg and the east-west leg. See, you can't fix some dumb stuff that was concocted from stupidity in the beginning. Do you know? You said North Avenue is the most traveled. Watch this. Who has the dumbest subway system in the entire world?
Right.
Baltimore.
Right.
goes from
It's
downtown to Northwest Baltimore. And if you don't live, then you are apartheid.
That's
You are
correct.
segregated. If you
That's
live
correct.
in Morgan, you will never catch the subway. Who thought of that? Racist.
It needs to be added on to.
Stupid ass racist.
Yeah, it needs to be added on to.
But
isn't that what the red line was about? Adding
oh my
extra
God.
line?
It's it's like you gotta. You ever had a retarded dog?
I've never had a dog.
Well, I've never had a retarded dog. Well, I had one that was mildly retarded. But what do you get from a retarded dog? More retardation, and that's Baltimore. It's retarded. You know it don't work. You know that boy's special. You know that dog should be on the short yellow bus. You know it. But you gonna put him in the mix with everybody else. Oh, Tink Tink, poor little Tink Tink.
Listen, that's why I said I'm not going down there because it's a lot of stuff. But that's what I'm saying. There are things that we need to add to get to where we need to be. That's my only argument.
Here come the bleeding heart liberals. If we have to do 21st century things, how about balancing the scales first? That's how you build a strong foundation. Okay, we're going to run you for mayor, Shia. And when we're having a political forum, I can't wait.
You're not invited. No.
You got Yolanda Pulley, Sheila Dixon, Bob Wallace. Oh, did you go to the Peace Walk? Did you know about the Peace Walk?
I did. Yeah, I knew about it.
I went through there. It was peaceful.
Okay.
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, I should have had youth there. My youth should have been there. I pray they made it.
I did like the green hoods, and I will take a large if anybody can get me one.
Right.
We our us. They were giving away food.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a forum probably in the first quarter.
I don't want to wait too long because we need to know, and we need them to sign a memorandum of understanding with West Baltimore, with East Baltimore, what you're going to do for our communities.
Yeah.
Because they keep telling us we don't deserve no schools. We don't deserve new recreation centers. How many youth got to get killed in front of Lillian Jones for them to give us a new recreation center? Why we got to ask you? Why you don't know just to put one? You closed Gilmore Elementary. Who runs Gilmore Elementary where Freddie Gray was?
Listen, I don't want to say because then that might make you look bad.
Oh, New Song.
Yeah,
New Song. We know about New Song. Ain't nothing you can tell me about New Song. I watched them. I was there from the beginning.
Yeah, the plan was for them to take that building over.
Have they taken it over?
Not that I know of. But it's with everything else. It's the money. It's the capital.
No, the preachers got the money for that building on Pressman Street in between Calhoun and Stricker. $2 million. We are tired of Shia of people coming here and getting money. And I done took you way over. Yeah, I said bleeding heart liberals. He's just jealous. Don't pay him. You gotta watch them older black cats. A lot of them, they a little envious because they know we got.
But you got some engagement. I love that. I like that people are putting in comments. Now I might not understand a comment or agree, but I like it. I like that people are putting in comments.
Okay.
That's why you have this platform, right? So so it can be interactive.
Yeah, you better watch some of them. Cars for Cars, Unleashing Generosity, November 4th, VIP, 6 p.m. General Mission, 7 p.m. Baltimore Unity Hall. I love Unity Hall. That used to be the Union founded that place, right?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bashir Parker, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Have a
great day. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, world. Well, that was a show.